As I said before, whenever reading Isaiah, you have to ask yourself again, where are we at? What chapter are we at? Because the book is divided into two major parts, chapters 1 to 39, and then chapters 40 to 55. So we're in chapter 35. If you have a little missile there in front of you, you might have seen that. Chapter 35, verses 1 to 10. At this point, again, the overall framing of the first 39 chapters in Isaiah is that the Assyrian Empire is pressing upon. And the prophets given warning about the upcoming destruction. But as we see today, also little messages of consolation. Now, again, chapters 40 to 55, you get lots of bigger messages of consolation and redemption. But we get a little bit of a taste of it here in chapter 35. And I can't help but wonder, usually whoever picks these readings usually kind of messes things up, I think, in my opinion. There could be like a better reading, but this one is where we're at in the Advent season and what we just heard yesterday in the gospel reading at the Sunday Mass. This reading's perfect. Remember yesterday, it was the announcement by the evangelist Matthew of John the Baptist. That one great last prophet that's going to be the bridge between the old and the new. And John the Baptist is in the wilderness. And John the Baptist is saying, behold, the day of the Lord is coming, make straight his path. That idea of making windy roads straight. The whole mission, again, of John the Baptist is this idea of a preparation for arrival. And in today's first reading, you hear all the obstacles of one's arrival and departure are being removed. You hear now the desert that John the Baptist was in. The desert now being filled with abundance of flowers. The sands becoming pools of water. The whole idea of the barrenness of the desert, which would make it very difficult to travel and to navigate through, is now just with a superabundance of life. And even for, if we go down towards the end of that first reading, it says what a highway will be there called the Holy Way. The idea like an easy, accessible road, between us and arriving to Zion, which is what the symbol for what God's dwelling place is made easy. But that's kind of like the future. That's what we're looking for, because right now in life, getting there is really difficult. Getting there is very difficult. Just like traveling, I guess, with the airlines and stuff. It's a real pain, Because when we look at the gospel passage today, we have a man who is paralyzed trying to meet Jesus. And Luke goes out of his way to tell us how difficult it was to get this man to be in front of Jesus. They had to go up to the roof. They had to remove the tiles, and then they had to carefully lower him down. I know the way Luke describes it, it sounds like it was a simple process, but I think common sense tells us that this was a very difficult process for these friends, to get this man there. And so much so, we know it's difficult because immediately Jesus looks at those friends and says to the friends, your faith has saved you. Then he forgives the sins and heals the paralyzed man. But the friends who took part of this very cumbersome, very difficult journey to get to Jesus and to get their friend to Jesus were not rewarded. And so too with us. Discipleship is hard, and a lot of times we just can't help ourselves. We have the best intentions to pray more and to practice virtue and to avoid sin, and we really mean it and sincere about it, and we want to do well. But the road is very windy and difficult, and boy, just sometimes we just can't help ourselves. This is why Advent is not us going to God. It's God coming to us, making that road clear, and God coming to us to save us and to bring us to him, to travel along that difficult road. May God bless you.